Married at First Sight, season 14. They are back in Boston. And I've been watching this show for the last three seasons or such. And I don't know why I never thought to even review it because I've been like knee deep in all of this and all invested in these people's relationships. So I decided this time I'm going to start fresh with the beginning of the new season. Um, we only have one marriage that happened so far, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Is Lindsey and Mark, Mark the Shark, he's called. Um, Lindsey's crazy, and I really I feel for Mark because she's a lot and she's overwhelming. Just even to watch on TV, it's like she won't stop talking. She's all over the place. It's just too much energy. I think Mark is probably the best person for her because he seems to, he really, really, really wants this. So I think he's going to do whatever he has to make it work because he wants to be married so bad. And he seems very patient. So, I mean, I think that they did a good job with matching these two. They're going to match her with anybody, Mark was the best choice because I think he has the most patience for her. But she's overwhelming. The wedding, the burping, the falling out on the bench afterwards, the talk, like it's just too much. She's not getting along with one of the other girls, the new girls. I can't remember the girl's name. She was talking bad about her, and the girl ended up blocking her on social media, and she didn't understand why. And Jazmina had to explain to her, like, you were talking bad about her. She doesn't want no parts of that. And I can see that Lindsey is not very mature, and she, especially if alcohol is involved, where I think sometimes the best thing to do is probably just block somebody like that or just stop dealing with them because she doesn't have an off button. Like she doesn't know how to mute herself or to censor herself. So I can see she's going to be a problem amongst the other girls because Jazmina is not here for it. And we already know that the other girl doesn't like her. So I'm interested to see what the dynamics are because up until now, we've seen all of the girls usually get along, just like all the guys get along, except for Chris from season 12, and Chris was a whole problem. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Lindsey. What I will say though is that I have some sympathy for her because she does have a backstory with her mother not coming to the wedding, and maybe I missed something. I don't know what the issue is with between them, but the fact that her mom won't even come to her wedding, won't acknowledge her is really hurtful. And I think all of this energy that we're seeing and all this chatter an over the top thing is just it's sadness that she's masking, and she's using a bunch of like talking and chattering and jokes and stuff to mask it. So she's hurt, she's wounded, and and I feel bad for her if that's the case, but she's still a lot to handle, still a lot to watch. um so I think that her and Mark are going to be a good choice. They're going to work well together. Um, the only other two couples that I'm kind of in tune with right now is Katina and Olajuwon, I think his name is. They're cute together. I'm I'm a little nervous though because he kept talking about how much he used to cheat on women, and she's talking about how men used to cheat on her, and I'm just afraid that these two might fall into their old ways where he does that playboy thing and she allows it, or she believes that that's what she deserves because that's what she's always had, and she's a bit of a party girl too, so that's going to be interesting to see how they play out. um, I'm a big fan of Jazmina so far. I think she's adorable. She looks like a Disney princess. She's so cute. She seems to be grounded, very self-aware, mature, all that good stuff. It's sad, her story too. I think her mom abandoned her. Her father is in Jamaica somewhere, and so she's raised by her stepmother. But that's really cool that her stepmother stepped in such a big way, and is such an important part of her life. I don't, Michael, we'll see what happens. I don't think he's cute, but I guess that really doesn't matter as long as Jasmina does. But I hope it works out for them. So the other two couples, Noy and oh gosh, I can't remember the name. And then the last couple, I have no idea who they are. By next week, I will be all in and know who they are and what their backstory is and everything. But so far, so good. The matchmakers have not done well. as of late. Like last season, the season before that, there was some disastrous things going on. The whole Mirla and Gil, and let's not even talk about Chris and Paige, Clara and Ryan. There was a lot of trouble. So we'll see what happens. But I'm here for it. I think it'll be entertaining, and plan to watch and review. So let me know what you think about the couples so far. Who do you think is going to make it? Who do you think is not? Who do you think is going to go off the rails? And what your predictions are for this season? And I'll be back next week to talk about the rest of the weddings. Bye.